So Disney this week announced price increases for one-day tickets, for multi-day tickets, and for Magic Keys. And one important question that you may have is it still worthwhile to come visit? We're going to explore that question today. So this week, Disney announced that prices would be going up for pretty much all of its parks domestically, and I think it raises an important question: is Disneyland still worthwhile for you to take your family? And we were talking about it, and I think that we came to about the same conclusion. What was it, Chris?
I basically feel like it's worth it. Do you want the Swiss chocolate over the Hershey bar? Do you want the Knott's Berry Farm over Disneyland? Do you want the BMW over the Ford Tempo? Well, okay, you save up your money. It doesn't matter what income bracket you are. If you really want to come here, you do it. And I know that a lot of things have gone up in price, but it's gone up in price everywhere. Money conscious me says, this is worth it, because this is my place. I love this place. This place is home. So to me, it's worth it. And it's worth the value. And that's the thing. Is it worth the value to you?
Let's talk about this on a one-day, one-park ticket basis. In some cases, it is going from, $5 increase to $20, depending on the tier. And that can be the difference for a family of four between $400 and $500, which if you don't have a lot, that can price you out. I think that though, if it is worth it to you, then that difference of $100 just means waiting a little bit longer to spend that money, to save up a little bit more. I think that the people who are getting priced out are the people who are not that into Disney, who think like, it would be fun, but I don't need to. They're gonna choose to spend their money elsewhere.
Right.
They're gonna go to Knott's or to Universal or not to a theme park at all. Tragic Mountain.
Yeah, and I drive all the way here and not go to Tragic Mountain because it's just...
The vibes are very different. The types of rides are very different.
Very different, and it's not my thing. It really isn't.
Mm-hmm. It's not for everyone. Especially for some people. If you have that nostalgia, if you have that desire to be specifically here, it's going to be worth it to you no matter how much they hike it.
Yeah. Well, you also have to understand that the value of the park has gone up quite a bit. We were talking like when we were sitting down and we were at Trader Sam's and we were drinking a couple of drinks, and we were talking about how the value of things have gone up. He got a special item off the menu. It was the Barbie drink. And at first I thought, Barbie drink, it's going to be some little slushy, it's pink, has a little vodka in it. Wow. No, it was a really elaborate drink with really complex flavor. It had a hibiscus flower in it. It had a straw in it. It was in a sifter glass. It was really high class. Now, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, would you have seen that drink here? No, you wouldn't.
Things were a little more basic.
The food here used to cost twice as much as McDonald's. Yeah. So really now, it is now worth it much more to eat here than it used to be. The food quality is better.
I think that for those of us who come a lot, it is easy to be cynical about the quality of the parks. Maybe it feels like maintenance has slipped, and it certainly feels that way when lots of rides are broke down. But overall, the experience is still a very premium experience, and in a lot of ways, you get what you pay for. So let's talk about it from the Magic Key perspective. For both of us, we're both Inspire. The cost went up about $50. That's not such a great increase that it would price us out. Yeah,
not much.
I'm certainly not priced out. I don't like it. I would rather put that $50 to some other use, but I'm not going to be deterred by that increase. And I think that's the case for a lot of the Magic Key increases, although some of them were pretty pricey.
Yeah.
I think for Enchant, it went up $150.
Oh man, that's really bad. So you got the 1049 pass that went up to like 200 something, really high, and you don't get free parking with that. So let's talk about, like, for example, Inspire Key. It went up $50, but parking went from $30 to $35. So go here.
And you're paying that every time.
You're paying that every time. Now you go here once, you paid for it. You paid for that price difference. You go here 4 times a month, which is usually about as many times as I go up. You've now saved $20. You know, I bought a $40 meal today when I bought ham lunch today. That was like, I saved like $7 or $8. It still was a really good value. You got some really good stuff. I did too.
I would say with the increases to the cost of the lower tier passes, they have only incentivized you to go for Inspire.
Yeah.
To kind of go all in, essentially.
The parking is worth it.
The parking
if you go
alone.
4 times a month, it's worth it. That
Well,
is
with those
now
lower tier passes, you're usually not
140
trying to go 4 times a month. You're
Yeah.
usually going maybe once or twice a month.
Yeah.
And that value, I
That's
think,
still
has gone
$70
down.
in parking.
Well,
free
yeah,
parking right off the bat.
I think that the value of those passes has gone down because the cost of everything else has gone up.
Definitely.
So maybe some of those folks are priced out, or they're going to have to, tighten their belts elsewhere a
Definitely.
little bit more. But I still think that it is worthwhile to come. One thing we didn't talk about for the day ticket guests is crowd level along with those cost increases. So I would say that because of the reservation system, it's not so crowded that it's impossible to do anything. Granted, it is kind of incentivized to get Genie Plus. I don't think it's a must still at this point, but today, the crowd level is pretty high. Nevertheless, I think it's still worthwhile to have a day ticket and to come.
Yeah, definitely.
I still think that even if you don't watch the extra YouTube content, you don't make yourself an expert, you can still have a pretty okay day as a day guest on a 1 day 1 park ticket.
Definitely.
Even at the increased costs, from the increases this week.
Definitely.
So will some people be priced out? Yes. Is everyone priced out? No. I think that's kind of the state of things. I'm hoping that we start to see a little bit more investment in the parks, because I know for a lot of long-time Magic Key holders, annual pass holders, there's a lot of cynicism, feeling like you're getting less while paying more, which is true in a lot of ways. When we had Max Pass, that was like, wow, that was the dream. But I still don't think it's a bad experience.
Definitely not.
Today.
It's not like half the park is closed anymore. It's not like we got the Tron ride that took 6 years to build in Magic Kingdom, or the Moana Kingdom, which took over Communicore. We don't have anything like that here. I mean, we got Tavon's Adventure, but that's going to be up pretty soon because that's just an overlay. But pretty much most of the park is up. The treehouse is almost up and everything else. But you got to remember, at all times going to Disneyland, especially on the off season, you're going to have stuff that's down because they're working on it, they're improving it. That's normal for Disney. And
I think that what's good is that they have added stuff. It's not like the parks have been completely static, and those things are generally still open. So even when older stuff may go down, or like Haunted Mansion closes to go back to regular Haunted Mansion from the holiday version, you're still having a good time here.
It's still a lot of fun. And Mickey Maze Runaway Railway is awesome. Rise of Resistance, go there before 10, because they close at 10, not at 12.
PM.
At 5 p.m. Yeah, so go there before 10. They close earlier than the rest of the park. It is killer. It is worth it by far, those rides. It's just out of this world. I see a full-size AT&T over your head and everything else. And the Smuggler's Run and everything else is so cool. You know, I also think that that pathway at Star Wars was so much better. You know what I mean? And I am by far not a person who just, well, will put sugar on everything. I am not that person.
Yeah, we're not shills for Disney.
Definitely no. I don't sugarcoat everything. I will never always just say nice thing about Disney. I take Disney with the good and the bad of it. And just like a resident in New York City, they take it for the good and the bad. LA, residents of LA, we love the good and the bad. Well, Disneyland's the same way. And I look at things objectively. And so does Everyday Magic. That's why we're such good friends. And we have a lot of the same kind of thinking, you know?
So I think that if you're at all concerned, if you're worried about making the most of your time, stop by the Mad Hatter and Friends, stop by Everyday Magic. We'll be happy to give you tips. But I think that's going to be it for this one. If you have any other questions, comments, and concerns, go ahead and leave those in the comments or find us on Discord at the link below. Thanks for hanging out with us. This has been Everyday Magic. And see you next time.
And it was, well, of course, all probably in the park.
Bye.